So it looks like we're all set now. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing the video onto your Facebook page, or if you're watching on YouTube, then you can share the video from YouTube onto your Facebook or however you like to do your sharing. But that would help me to be able to craft with more. So I'm really excited. Hey Andrea, how are you? Hello Jay. Wow, from all the way across the ocean. So let's get going today. I want to first take care of a little bit of business with the little panels. You guys remember 2 weeks ago we created these panels, and this was with some craft ink and some ink refills and did some smushing. It was a lot of fun, and we created this card. So this is the card that we ended up with, but we created many different panels, and that way we could do lots of stuff. And I mentioned that it would be a giveaway, that I would love to be able to give all of these away to some viewers. So what I've done is I've gone and done a random draw on the comments on Facebook of the people that shared the video, and the same thing on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, then if you would like to participate in any of my giveaways, then I need for you to indicate that you have shared the video, and be sure that you leave that in a comment. And then you can comment anything else you like, but please let me know that you shared it, and that way it qualifies you for the giveaway. So on these particular 2 sets of panels, then from our Facebook Live 2 weeks ago, Debbie Green is the person that was chosen as a random winner. And from YouTube, I have Mama Cindy. And I will go in and find your comments and make sure I reply to try to contact you. But Mama Cindy and Debbie Green, you guys are going to get these. So we'll have to get in touch with one another in order to exchange address so that I can get these out to you. Now what I'd like to do is I still have one more panel left that was an odd number. So I thought maybe I would do another giveaway and give away the card that is created with it, as well as the panel. So that sounds like fun. That way we can just go ahead and send as much out as possible. And this is a good idea for fall. This is probably what it looks like in Vermont right now, maybe a little bit more yellow. Thank you guys for sharing, I appreciate it. And what I'll do is I will, tomorrow night, I will do a drawing, and we'll see if we can get the winner for this. And this is going to be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'll combine all of those shared comments and we'll do the random draw. So be sure to comment. Don't forget. That way I can send this to you. I'm going to send this card out to you, so be sure. All right. So what we're going to do today is I've just gotten my paper pumpkin in, and I want to have a brief word about paper pumpkin this month. The name of the kit, and I will grab it here, is Friends of a Feather. And the kit this month has a few issues on a few of, not everybody's kit was affected, but there are some issues with the paper pumpkin kit. What happened, according to demonstrator support, is that we have some kind of issue with the shrink wrap machine. I think they call it ceramic wrap or something. Hey Fran, thanks for joining. Thanks for everybody. Hi Melanie, everybody that's joining in. I'm sorry that I've missed the comments. I just want to kind of make sure that I get the giveaway part out of the way. So there are some issues with the way that the kit was actually packaged is what I'm guessing. This is what the demonstrator support team has told me. So when a paper pumpkin kit comes to you, it has all of these components that are kind of shrink wrapped together. And somehow the shrink wrap kind of crinkled things and pushed some of the die cuts out of their resting place. And we had a little bit of damages. And like here is an example. This little, I'll lift it up high, this little piece was not inside where it was supposed to be. It was pushed out of its little place that it's supposed to be, and it was just floating around. And it's kind of mangled up, but I'm okay with that. It's something that I can still use. My stamp set was perfectly fine. I didn't have any discolorations or burn marks on the kit. And I wanted to be sure that we talked about this today because there have been a lot of complaints. And even some of my subscribers have had problems with the kit. So if you are a subscriber and you have issues and you haven't yet contacted me, then please do so and let me know that you need a new kit. And what's going to happen is Stampin' Up! Is going to get some replacement pieces and they'll mail those out directly to you. They're not going to send you an entirely new kit. They're going to send out just the pieces that need to be replaced. So be sure to contact me so that I can contact Stampin' Up! On your behalf so that we can get that rectified. So in this kit, and by the way, the kit is amazing. There's so much good stuff in this kit this month. We always have a Stampin Spot, and this one is in Night of Navy. And I tend to collect these, and then I send them to my customers and my downline. I don't usually open them up. I just keep them closed up tight, and if one of my team members, right, Tammy, it's not that big of a deal. If we collect these, then they can be re-inked and you can use them as a stamp pad instead of the full size. Some people prefer these, but what I do is I collect them and I give them like in gifts. Sometimes I can put 6 little cubes together in a little packet, and they're the perfect size to mail in a bubble mailer, and I can usually share them with other people. There's always some dimensionals, or there are some mini glue dots, and they are never, you can never have enough. So it's always a good thing. There's usually some kind of twine or thread. This particular kit has this very sparkly thread and sparkly ribbon, and this is a really, really brilliant ribbon. It's very shiny. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet because I don't often make the paper pumpkin kit to the way that it's designed. I usually go rogue and make some crazy stuff, which is what we're going to do today. So there are usually some kind of labels, and these things are generally sticker or die cut. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about how the kit is put together because most likely you already have some experience with paper pumpkin, or you kind of get the idea. But what they do is they send some, usually it's laser cut pieces of cardstock, and these are very intricate detailed die cuts that you just need to simply pop away. And here we go. I'll show you. We just need to remove them. The opposite side is a neutral color, and that gives the opportunity to be able to give it any custom color that you like. So if you wanted this Cajun Craze feather to actually be Bermuda Bay, you can do that. That's one of the things I like about their components, and it's a beautiful kit. So what we're going to create today is, I'll show it to you. I've already got it completed. We're going to create a gift package. It's a box, and I'll show you exactly step by step from the beginning to the end of what it's going to take to create this. And it is the perfect size to be able to put a little candy package, or you could actually put like an actual gift in here if you like, with some tissue paper or a wrapped gift, whatever you like. And this is going to be created just from the components of that paper pumpkin kit. So we're going to go step by step. So I don't want you to fear. And then also on my blog tomorrow, I will have instructions on how to complete this, like in written form. And I'll also create a card that is going to match this. But you're going to have to go to my blog tomorrow in order to see the card that goes with it. Today we're just going to create this little gift package. So tomorrow is also a special day. It is a paper pumpkin themed blog hop. And there are a lot of demonstrators that share their ideas made from components of the paper pumpkin kit for that particular month. So if you go to my blog tomorrow, you'll be able to see what it looks like to have a card that matches this, and you'll be able to hop through and get lots and lots of more crafting inspiration from all the talented demonstrators. So if you have any questions today, I would like to encourage you to type in capitals the word question and then list it out. And that will help me to very quickly identify that you're asking me a question, and that will help me to answer it on the spot. Otherwise, I'll go through after the video is finished and I'll answer any questions that you have at that time. So let's get crafting. I'm going to move some things around here, and I will turn the camera over, and when I flip it, you're going to see my view outside the window and my view here, which I have a pretty card to share with you. This card is on my blog from yesterday. It is a bridge fold card, and it's created with Farmhouse Christmas. Isn't that the cutest? I followed a tutorial from Addictive Designs for this particular. It's not just a typical bridge card. It has some hidden components on it that are really fun. But it looks like you're looking outside of a window, and I really like that. I like the unique look of it, and it does fold down flat in either direction for mailing. Cool, huh? All right, so here are the components we're going to need today. I'm going to use one of the envelopes, and we're going to deconstruct the envelope, and this is going to be used to create a band around our box. I'll be using the little Friends of a Feather Stick Together stamp from the stamp set, and their stamp sets are always great in Paper Pumpkin, and they're exclusive to Paper Pumpkin as well. I've used a few die cuts that are from the kit. I have the purple and the orange, and I believe this is Fresh Fig and Cajun Craze, and remember, they are neutral on the back side, but we're just going to use these today. And I have two of the big card bases, and these are really big card bases. I looked at it, I checked it out earlier, and they are 6 and looks like 3/8, 6 and 3/8, and so they do come with custom sized envelopes, which is a good thing because they don't fit inside of a standard envelope. But it's really, really cool. Oh, great. I'm glad you guys like that card. I love creating from Bronwyn's tutorials at Addictive Designs. She comes up with the best designs. They are just so much fun. So I'm going to use 2 of these card bases. So this is all the supplies that we'll need other than adhesive. And I'm going to use Fresh Fig stamp pad. So I'm going to show you exactly how easy this is, and it's amazing how quickly something like this will come together. I really love it. So I'm going to use my trimmer. This is my Stampin' Up trimmer, and open up the card base. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create some score marks. This particular card base is going to allow me to create a 3-inch segment 2 times and then a 1/4 inch segment. Well, then that would mean my card base was 6 1/4. Well, we're going to call it 6 1/4. That's what worked out when I created my sample. So the first score mark is going to be to put the line at the 3-inch and then score. And you can score all the way down. Then I'm going to move it up to the 6-inch and score again. So what I've created here is 2 segments, plus this is going to be my fold over section. Now I'll score this one before we start doing some cutting, because we're going to use 2 of these card bases. Scoring at 3, then moving it down to the 6. All right, and so now what we can do is use our bone folder. And if you don't have a bone folder, then you can always get creative. I can't put my hand on mine right now, so here is the little top to my scissors for my little paper snips, and that'll work out fine. I'm just gonna get a little creative with it and push down the fold. On both of these. If you're just joining in, then we are creating with this month's paper pumpkin. And I would appreciate if you would share the video. So now that we have everything folded and burnished, we're going to make a few cuts on this particular project. So I'm going to use the cut blade instead of the score blade. And the first thing I'll do is to remove this lower flap area because I don't need it in the box. Now you could do this before you actually do your scoring. It's either way will work out fine. You could use your snips to do this, just a pair of scissors. Sometimes it gets a little stuck if I've already created my score line, so I'll just use the scissors. And then when I get to this area, I'm going to actually create an angle right here so that I'm pulling it away. And the reason we cut this area away is that once the pieces are folded, then this is going to attach this side of the box to the other side of the box. Okay. And then once I have that, I'm going to bring my score edge here to the 3-inch mark. And then I'm going to cut this bottom section to where we have some extra pieces. Now this is going to have 3 inches by 3 inches on each one of these pieces. And then we have to create a slit in this bottom section to fold over. But I don't want to go all the way up. This is going to need to stay attached. It's the bottom flaps that are going to need to be detached from one another. So I'm just going to cut that area. So this is what it will look like. And it will allow us to fold over in this manner, and the sides will stay intact. And then here is our little area that we'll do the adhering to the second side of the box. So I hope this makes sense, and we'll go through it slowly with the other side, and that way we can make sure that it's very clear of how we go about creating the box. So again, I'm going to cut away this little bottom section. I'll probably have to use my scissors again for that. Yep, here we go. It worked out fine. And I'm going to cut this away at an angle. The angle just helps everything to go together nicely. And then this bottom area as well. Just making sure that it's going to overlap. And that's basically it for the box. We will come back to the trimmer and use it for the band, but for now, let's get this box assembled. In the paper pumpkin kit, there is definitely enough adhesive to be able to use any way you like. But I have a preference of snail adhesive. I just really like to use snail adhesive. It's quick for me and it always works. So I'm going to use just one line of snail, and you can go all the way up, and I'll do that on both of these areas here. And then knowing that these pieces are going to overlap, I can go ahead and put some adhesive on those. And so I'll take the edge of the box that does not have the flap and position it next to the piece that has a flap. So these are laid out the same way. And I forgot to cut that side off. So let me do that now. There we go. Now the box is to the right side. So we'll just lay these pieces down together. So flap side against non-flap side. I'm going to line up these bottom pieces as well as this score line, and I will try to stick to the score line as I place it down all the way up to the top. And then just kind of push it together, and that's going to activate the snail adhesive. So attaching a box is really just that simple. Put some more snail, and then one of the pieces is going to need to make sure that you do not put any adhesive on it, because that's what's going to actually form the bottom piece. And if I put adhesive on it, then when I set the box down, it's going to stick to the table. And that's not really what I'm after today. So we're going to first adhere the other side of the box together in the same way that we did it for the other side. I know a lot of people that have already that know how to create these boxes. This is probably very elementary for you, but I'm sure that there are some of us that don't understand or don't know what the basics are of creating this sort of a project. That's why I'm going into such detail, because I want you to completely understand exactly what the mechanics are of creating the box. So now we have our box, and see here, it can be, you could use this for an explosion box card. I think this is the basic mechanics of one of those cards. And you can go from here, by knowing this basic design, you can go in all kinds of different directions. But we're going to make the box. So I'm going to identify that this is my bottom piece with no adhesive. And I'll start folding these pieces down together, overlapping them. And then I'll end with the piece that has no adhesive. There we go. That's simple. Now I'm going to put my hand on the inside and activate all those pieces of snail adhesive. So what do you think? Easy enough? And because we adhered the bottom pieces, then it's very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. See? What do you think? I hope you like it. So now we would be able to put a sack of candy or any type of a gift in, and you can stop just where it is if you like. Another option would be to, before you actually adhered the bottom part together, you could do some tone-on-tone stamping with either Sahara sand or crumb cake. and just put a design all around the box. That would be one great way to enhance what the look of the box is. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. It really is just that simple to create the box. And then from here, you can create any kind of a box that you need. You can use any kind of card bases. I tend to make a lot of boxes out of card components from the Paper Pumpkin kit because number one, it's nice sturdy paper and it's already pre-cut, pre-scored. I just add my own score marks to it and there we go. Easy peasy. So now with the other components that we're going to use, let me clean up here a little bit as we go. This is the stamp set. Again, there's a feather piece and there looks like a part of a laurel. We've got some nice dotted lines, and the dotted lines could most certainly be used as a border. Definitely could. There's just so many possibilities. But we're going to first create this band by deconstructing the card base. Now you can use your scissors in this way or just simply score it any way that works for you. I tend to try to use my paper snips just because I want to get some nice clean cuts. All right. And I love how Stampin' Up! Gives us all of this absolutely beautiful envelope art. It's wonderful. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah, thinking outside the box, Tammy. That's right. Hi, Jean Ann. Yes, I'm happy to share. All right, so in order to create a band that goes around this box, we know that the sides are 3 inches. So 3, 3, 3, 3 is what we need to go for. 3 and 3 are 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So we need a 12-inch in length to go around the box. So I'm going to get myself a straight edge here first. This is not a necessary step, but it kind of helps my brain to be able to know exactly where and what I'm going for. All right, I'm going to turn it this way so that I can have this flat edge here. And I'll create with a straight cut to get my complete straight edge. So from here, now I can cut my strips in any width that I like and then attach them together. So the width that I'm going for is 1 3/4 inches. And I'll turn this over so that I can measure out in this direction. And then make another cut. And these are larger than normal card envelopes because our card bases are so big. So what I'm going to do is this is going to start with this is my starting point. I know that I need to make a score mark at 3 inches because the width is 3 inches on each side. So I'm going to have my 3 inches here, and then I can move that 3-inch score line to the 3-inch mark, give it another score, and that's going to cover 2 sides of my box. And then I have a little bit left over here for a flap to be able to adhere to the other side. So because I have this nice flush cut side again, I'm going to move this to the 3-inch mark. I don't see any questions so far, so if you guys have any questions, then please be sure to ask away. I'm going to move that 3-inch score line or move the actual piece up to the 6. And this is just like how we cut the card bases and scored them before. And then I have a flap here as well. So I'm going to use my fingernails this time because this paper it's envelope paper and it's much more thin. And this will be enough to be able to help me to give it a nice little fold. And then we're finished with the trimmer. So now the wonderful snail adhesive is going to come back and play. And again, you can use anything you like, whatever works for you. You can use the glue dots that are in the kit. You could use liquid glue. I'm going to just add a line of snail adhesive here. And I'm going to take the straight edge with the flap. And this is just like how we put the box together. So that's how you extend out any piece of a cardstock or, you know, any piece of paper. You extend it that way. Now I'll wrap this around the box. And make sure that I know where I want this to be positioned. And then I can add the snail adhesive either to this little flap here, or I can add it here onto the straight edge. I'm going to choose to put it on the straight edge because knowing that this area that I add the snail is going to be larger than my little flap, then it'll help the band to actually stay in place on the box. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to add 2 lines of snail this time. So I'm going to go beyond where the flap edge is. And I'll try to get this centered here because once I get it in place, it's not going anywhere. And then once I bring these pieces together up to the very corner, then I'll push to activate that snail. And because I added beyond where the flap is, now my band has a place where it is secured down to the box and it's not going to slide off. And then if you want, you could put some more glue here and there, but I like to kind of just secure it in one place. That works well enough for me. So now we have a pretty little band, and we're still using the components that are from the same kit. Pretty cool, huh? Thanks, Philomena. I always seem to deconstruct these envelopes because the pattern that's inside the envelope is very unique and it's not something that I can find anywhere else. So this little piece of paper here, I can't find that DSP anywhere, but I can use it as an envelope. I can use the envelope as something else. So here's one of the little laser cut die pieces. And I'm going to use the Fresh Fig because I have a couple of different colors that are going to coordinate with Fresh Fig. It looks to me like this paper is got Grapefruit Grove and Grapefruit Grove and Cajun Craze. That's what it looks like to me. It might be a little hard to see on camera. And so here is the Cajun Craze. We're echoing that. We're echoing the Cajun Craze from here. So this die cut label perfectly matches the colors that are on the inside of this envelope, but they are in reverse. So this has a white background and this does not, but the imprint is the same color. And that's going to match this. And then the purple is a really great accent. So Fresh Fig. And this is the wonderful little sentiment that says, "Friends of a feather stick together." And very simply, with my paper pumpkin block. When you order paper pumpkin, you get one of these blocks in your first kit. And these are my favorite blocks because they're low profile and I can see through them very easily. My eyesight is not good. So this helps me to be able to see and place things much more easy. So from here, we don't have a whole lot more to do, but we could actually build up this with more ribbon. We could use some twine. There's lots of components that are in this kit. You could have actually used this color instead, but because I'm using one of the purple feathers, then I wanted to use that. And it looks like this is Coastal Cabana. So the kit contains also some Coastal Cabana elements. And Grapefruit Grove and Night of Navy. It's just an absolutely gorgeous kit. So I reached for the kit so that I could get the Stampin Dimensionals. And I'm going to put those here. And I will attach these feathers. I want to have the purple one on top and just kind of position them in a little bit of a wonky fashion to where they're going to kind of come up and very subtly kind of stick away from the side so that it brings them to the attention, to the forefront. I'm going to use more snail. And when I do that, it goes through to both sides of the die cut. No worries. Place it there. And then we're going to place our greeting right on top of this. And I'll center it in between these two cut lines of the band. And I have a few seconds to make sure I get it in the right spot. And then I'll push down to activate that adhesive. I'll push down with my fingers with the paper trapped in between my fingers to make sure everything is activated. And then here is our little candy bag. This candy bag has been floating around from project to project this fall season because I've been using it to use as an example. Of course, you could use any kind of candy. You could fill it up with something that's for your Thanksgiving table. So this would be a good gift for your Thanksgiving table. There's lots of different possibilities. Paper pumpkin is amazing. And the fact that you can create other things with it, it makes it so easy. So I don't see any questions yet at all. Does anyone have any questions about how the mechanics of the box work? And here's the example that I created first. So I now have a couple. I will probably give these to bus drivers and fill them up with candy. We have bus drivers and aides that ride for my children. So having a gift that we can just hand to them and say, here you go. We appreciate everything you do for us. Then it's great to have something on hand. And it can be filled up with anything. You could put a gift card in there too if you wanted and kind of put some raffia or some shreddy and just kind of set it in there. And then I will create a card, a handmade card that goes with this. And that way it'll be a full gift set. But tomorrow is whenever I will show that. But for now, I'm going to turn the camera back around, so bear with me. Got it. Okay. So I hope that you guys I'll grab the box here. Hope that you guys really like this project. Here's another look at it. And because, of course, the sunlight's coming in from my window, that's going to make it to where you can't see the colors as well. But it's a wonderful little gift bag. And these are a sack of caramels. Caramels are my favorite candy. And so they're really fitting this time of the year. And I see some comments that you guys really like it. Oh, good. I'm so happy. This is a wonderful, easy gift. And that's how versatile Paper Pumpkin is. I think that they must design the kit knowing that we are going to come up with other ideas for it as well. And that's a great opportunity to be able to just really go crazy with the components. So I really like how this came out. I like the colors too. The colors are nice fall colors. Well, thank you all once again, and don't forget about the giveaway. I will make sure that I give the card and the spare panel. And Debbie Green from Facebook, I'll be contacting you about your giveaway pieces, which is 2 panels that are the watercolor smushing with the fall colors. and Mamaw Cindy on YouTube. I will find your comment and I'll reply to you and get in contact so that you can have your panels too. So if you would like to get the other panel, I had a total of 6, used 1, gave away 4, so now we have 1 left. And I thought, well, I'm gonna give the card away too, so it'll be the card and the panel. So by tomorrow night, and tomorrow is the 25th, this video will go on YouTube tomorrow morning, so there will be an ample amount of time for you to be able to comment and share it on YouTube. And if you do that and you do it on Facebook, then yes, you do get 2 chances to win the drawing. That's cool, huh? Well, thank you all again so much for spending time with me today. I honestly just really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. And if you have any questions that I can answer for you, then I'm here. I have lots of fun things happening over at my blog, and I have some new tutorials as well. The First Frost online class is the latest one that I've done, and I'm working on some more seasonal holiday online classes for you too. You can buy those outright, or you can earn them for free if you purchase the product that it coordinates with. So the First Frost online class would be free to you if you purchase the First Frost bundle, then you would earn it for free. And as always, whenever you purchase from my Stampin' Up! Online store, I always send you a 12-pack tutorial of whatever is current for the month. The one this month is amazing. You guys, it's great. My project was just one of 13. I think we've got 13 or 14 in the 12-pack tutorial this month. So it's exclusive, and it's a lot of good stuff. Also, don't forget about Snowflake Showcase. The Snowflake Showcase is going to be available to customers on November the 1st. I will have a mega tutorial that is free with any Snowflake Showcase purchase from my Stampin' Up! Store. That means if you buy either one of the stamp sets, which is Snow is Glistening, and I forget the other one, I forget what it's called, but if you purchase any of those, either one of those stamp sets or the dies, then I will send you a free gift, the big mega tutorial pack, and there's probably going to be 30 tutorials in it. And amazing, amazing ideas. Thank you all so much again, and I will see you right back here on Facebook next week. And for more until then, you can go over to my YouTube channel, and you can go over to my blog at jennyhalldesign.com and get lots more ideas. And don't forget to come back for the Paper Pumpkin Thing blog hop tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day!